Today we gather to celebrate the life of our dear friend, Kirimi Muturi, whose radiant smile and infectious laughter brought joy to everyone fortunate enough to have known him. Words of sympathy may feel inadequate in expressing grief and sorrow for a loss so great, but we wish to extend our warm embrace and sincere condolences to the entire family during this difficult time. On my part, what I admired most about Kirimi Muturi Advocate was his unwavering optimism, even in the face of tough challenges. He remained resilient in finding light in the darkest of moments and being a pillar of strength and a source of encouragement for us all. As we bid farewell to our dear esteemed friend, let us remember the memories we shared and continue the good traditions that he had established. Though he may no longer walk beside us, his spirit will live on in our hearts forever. Fare thee well, Mr. Kirimi Muturi.
My lords, my name is Samuel Muriuki, and I was starting by saying that Kirimi was a wonderful brother to our family, or in our family. He was loving, he was caring, and he was ready to listen to. Okay, understood. He was always ready to solve any dispute within the family, in and out within the village. And he always showed generosity to those people who lived within the home and within our locality. He would always show us the good virtues of life and base these ones on Matthew 23:23, where he taught us to do justice to others, to show mercy, and to always be faithful. I always remember how he wanted us as brothers and sisters to learn the ways of life as we grew up. But one thing I can highlight is when I was at the tender age of 19, when time had come for him to get married, he formed a delegation that was going to our in-laws, and I was part of that delegation despite being the youngest. He chose me to be there not because I was the very right person to be in the company of other elders, but because he wanted me to learn the good basics of starting a good married life. We demonstrated most of the time when he was free, because he used to balance his work and family life. We'd crack jokes now and then. He was also good in helping his parents, and even at the time of his death, he was setting up a shop for his father within the farm, or the village farm, near the road, where he wanted his father to do that small business because he was aged. He just wanted to be near home every time. The family also shown us the basics of good farming and loving animals and taking care of them. And in his compound, you could find animals like cows, he had rabbits, he had chickens, he had fish, and even bees. And he also kept his most loved animal, a German Shepherd. He was a good farmer and loved all his animals equally. He yearned to better his life, and that's why he carried himself with high esteem and confidence, and he taught us to have confidence in everything that we did, and even to yearn to better ourselves. And that's why I could see him that even though he was practicing law, he went back to school to study more. So he was teaching us to better our lives through getting more education. I will finish by reading the last part of the written tribute. My dearest brother, old friend Kirimi, one seems inadequate to express the profound sadness I feel at your passing. From our childhood adventures to our shared adulthood, you are more than just a brother. You are my best friend, my confidant, and my rock. I remember the countless hours we spent sharing different ideas about our future. And how you always knew how to make me laugh. You were always so kind, generous, and a heart of gold, and a heart of gold. I will always cherish the laughter we shared, the hand advice you gave, and the unconditional love you always offered to all other members of the family. Though your physical presence is gone, your spirit and the memories we shared will forever remain in our hearts. Your love and laughter will continue to echo in our souls. We will miss your warmth, your laughter, and the comfort you always brought into our lives. Rest in peace, our great brother. Lastly, I'll say that as a family, with friends and everybody else who is participating, we are still in the process of planning for burial, and we would kindly request that, as it has been planned, we go ahead to do the burial on Friday. Thank you.
If it may please you, my lady. My name is Ms. Kijaru Lydia. From everything that we've had, and each and every colleague and friend that has spoken today, they have spoken about love. Kirimi loved intentionally, boldly, and loudly. Every path he crossed, he touched, you could feel his love. And so as we have been left behind, our lesson that maybe we take home is that we continue loving one another, and that we always take it in our heart to give one flowers while they're alive, because that is something Mr. Kirimi did while he was alive, and that is all.
Friends, I pray that this court do kindly grant the prayers sought in the notice of motion, that these proceedings be certified as a record of the court, and that the record be formally sealed by the Deputy Registrar and be made available to the family of the departed advocate at no charge, Your Lordship. We so pray.
The 11th of March 2025, they have been brought on behalf of the bench, the bar, colleagues, friends, family, and community. Deep and extensive submissions have been made in respect of Kirimi Muturi advocate, now deceased. I did not have the privilege of interacting with him, as I had just reported to the station as presiding judge. It is sad that he passed on just a few days after my reporting. From the deep mourning that has engulfed the Chuka law courts since his passing, I can safely make a finding that the late counsel touched many lives, both in the bar, bench, and community. He has been described as a person of integrity, full of professionalism, helpful, and keen to promote bar-bench relations, among other attributes. The submissions capture his character, his wit, his poise, and the values he stood for. I pass my sincere condolences to the family, members of the bench, of the bar, the court, users, and community. I particularly single out the staff of Chuka law courts who have demonstrated a lot of respect for the late advocate. I now direct that the befitting tributes which have been eloquently made form part of the record in these proceedings. I direct that the same be formally sealed by the Deputy Registrar of the court and be kept as a permanent record of this court, a copy to be kept in the presiding judge's chambers, and a copy to be provided to the family of the deceased advocate. I further direct that the same be made available upon request to his colleagues at the bar. I order accordingly. And before I rise, can I say that from the tributes that you have made and looking at the way the courtroom is packed, it means that we have learned a lot from the late council, and perhaps a more permanent tribute than what is contained in the court record would be as bar bench to pick up a project that would immortalize him, a project that would be related to the administration of justice. I think I will leave that for you to decide. I think the Honorable Chief would readily give her concurrence. It may be a suggestion. The senior members of the bar would do the same. And of course, the chair, the various chairs of the various branches represented here. So that all that you have said today does not end here. I think I will bring the proceedings now to the end. May the soul of Counsel Wilfred Kirimi Muturi, advocate, rest in eternal peace, and may the family be comforted. That is the end of.
My thank you for your rights. On behalf of your colleagues, on behalf of my colleagues, on behalf of the community, and on behalf of the family, we want to say thank you for allowing these proceedings to take place, for sitting down and recording whatever we are saying. We don't take it for granted. Thank you, my lady.
Thank you, Counsel. Court is now adjourned.
Sisi tunataka kusema leo tarehe 11 mwezi wa 3 2025, kama mawakili tuliomba judge atukubalie na akatukubali ya kwamba tuweze kumcelebrate huyu ndugu yetu ambaye anaitwa Kirimi Muturi, wakili ambaye aliaga kwa ajali ya barabara tarehe 4 mwezi wa 3 mwaka huu. Sisi kama mawakili, Kirimi hakuwa wakili hivi, alikuwa wakili mchapakazi, na moso alikuwa wakili mwenye hekima zake na heshima zake. Alikuwa rais wa mawakili hapa kwa muda wa miaka 5, alituserve vizuri, na ndio maana tukaomba leo tuweze kumcelebrate na tuweze kufungua faili yake, tuseme maneno yake mazuri ambayo alitufanyia, na tukaifunga. Ndio ile file itaweza kupelekewa kwa familia, wasome waone vile tuliishi na kijana yao, na kwamba wakili Kirimi Muturi alifanya kazi mzuri kwa community ya Chuka na kwa mawakili na kwa majaji wote. Kila mtu ambaye ameongea amesema Kirimi alimguza roho yake. Asanteni.
Naitwa Joel Mutuma Buria, mimi ndiye chairperson wa LSK Mount Kenya branch. Tunashukuru kwa mawakili wote ambao wamejitolea leo kuja kujumuika na sisi tukifunga faili ya Mwendazake Kirimi Muturi ambaye ni our former chair hapa Chuka, na tumeshukuru sana kwa judge kukubali tufanye hii jukumu ambayo ni mojawapo ya jambo ambalo mawakili hufanya wakati mmoja wetu anaaga. Huwa tunafunga file kusema kwamba sasa ule mtu kazi yake ya uwakili imefika mwisho ama tamati, na tumeshukuru kwa sababu familia wenzetu mawakili staff wa judiciary hapa Chuka wamejitolea na wamekuja hapa kwa wingi, na tumeweza kumpamba Kirimi Muturi ambaye alikuwa amejitolea sana kutumikia watu wa Chuka na zaidi Kenya mzima. Tumeshukuru sana, na kwa wale ambao ni wakazi wa Chuka, kwa kawaida huwa kila wakili anasema ni nani atachukua jukumu ya ofisi yake akienda zake. Kwa hivyo wasiwe na hofu, Kirimi Muturi file zake zitashughulikiwa, na ambaye alikuwa amesema ndiye atashughulikia file zake akiwa hayupo. Kila mwaka kila wakili anajaza form na ile declaration huwa tunasema ni nani atashughulikia ofisi yangu nikiwa kama sipo. Kwa hivyo watu wa Chuka wasiwe na shaka, wasiwe na hofu, yale maneno yatatimizwa na yataangaliwa. Kutoka hapo sasa, zile kumbukumbu judge amekubali kwamba tuandike condolences zetu na tuweke kwa hiyo kumbukumbu yake ambayo imefungwa. Imesemekana itaform a permanent record, ama ile kumbukumbu ambayo itatolewa hapa Kortini Chuka, na watu wamepewa nafasi ya kuongeza condolences zao. Kuna system ya kufile kwa ile tunaita CTS ambayo itawekwa, na ile kumbukumbu itakuwa bound, ama itawekwa kwa kitabu kimoja ijumulishwe na ipeanwe kwa familia, ingine itapeanwa kwa mawakili, na ingine itawekwa kwa chambers ya judge, na ingine itakuwa kwa registry pale. Mtu yote anataka kwenda kusoma yale maneno yote tumesema hapa atapata hiyo nafasi.
Niongeze ya kwamba kufuatia ile application ambayo niliweza kuweka pale Kortini siku ya leo, ambayo sasa inaruhusu familia, mawakili wengine na marafiki ambao hawakuweza kufika hapa siku ya leo kuweza kufile documents zao za kumwomboleza ndugu yetu ambaye ametuacha. Imekuwa ni siku ya huzuni, na ingawaje tunajua kwamba watu wengi ambao wangependa kufika hapa hawakufika, tunawaeleza ya kwamba mahakama kuu ya Chuka imeweza kuwaruhusu siku ya leo kuweka in the next 14 days, siku 14 ambazo zinakuja, kama wenzangu walivyosema, muweze kuweka rambirambi zenu ambazo zitaweza kukua kwenye files na records za mahakama. Basi tu langu labda ni kuambia watu wa familia na colleagues wetu popote walipo, pole sana kwa msiba huu. Ni jambo la huzuni sana na la kusikitisha sana.
The proceedings that took place in court today are special in nature, in terms of they do not happen on an everyday thing. Mostly this is done to the judicial officers and the judges, and on special occasions the advocates who have done an excellent job during their lifetime as an advocate. Kirimi was that example. He led by example. He was our former chair, and for that reason we decided to do this special tribute to him.